Good morning, students. My name is Himchakar Singh Bhism and I am your mathematics faculty. So today we are going to discuss mathematics and topic definite integrals. So why we are going to discuss definite integral, and we also have a indefinite integral. So why we are going to discuss that? So for the clearing the concept, if we want, if we want find the area of if we want to find the area of definite region, so let's suppose x-axis, y-axis, and I am going to plot a random graph, and I just want to find the area of this strip. So how to find this strip area? So I am just simply apply the width of this f of x, and the height of this strip is d of x. So we know that area is equals to height into width. So I simply apply the formula of area f of x into d of x. So this is the area of this function. That's why we are going to discuss definite integrals. So what kind of contents we are discussed today? So first, definition and notation, how to write the definite integrals, what is the properties of definite integrals, and question based upon the properties. Then the definition of the differential, the definite integrals. Let fx be a function defined on a closed interval a comma b. Then then we write this a to b. A is a lower limit of the integral and b is the upper limit of integral, and f of x into d of x is called definite integrals of fx over the interval a comma b. Notation is a to b, f of x d of x. B is the upper limit of integration and A is the lower limit of integration. Then we are going to the property. The first property, this is how to apply upper and lower limit on the definite integrals. A to B f of x dx is equals to, let's suppose capital F of capital X is equals to, we simply apply the upper limit. Firstly, we apply upper limit of the function, then negative with the negative sign, we apply the lower limit. And the constant in the indefinite integration, we are adding some constant. But here we are not adding any kind of constant, because when we are applying upper limit minus lower limit, the constant are cancelled out automatically. That's why in definite integrals we are not apply any kind of constant. In definite integral, constant are cancelled. That's why we are not using constant in definite integrals. Then we are going to the page. The properties of definite integrals. The definite integral of 1 is equal to the length of interval of a integration. If we want to integrate integral 1 d of x, then the integration with respect to x, that's why the final outcome is x, upper limit and lower limit. So we simply apply upper limit minus lower limit. This is the final answer of this question and this property. The second property of this question, a constant factor can be moved across the integration sign. In this property, we simply come out and take out the constant from the integration. And I am solving the one example on the second property. This is question, the integration 1 to 2 5 x square plus 3 d of x. We simply take out the 5 come out from the integration because 5 is a constant and integration is with respect to x. That's why I simply take out from the whole bracket 5 from the integration. The final outcome of this integration is 80 by 3. We simply apply the formula of, in this integration, the formula of x x की power n plus 1 divided by x की power x plus 1 divided by n plus 1, and we know that the integration of 1 is x. So we simply solve this integration and putting the upper limit and lower limit, the final outcome is 80 by 3. Then we are moving to the next property. Definite integral is independent of variables. That means definite integrals are not dependent any kind of variable. Here a to b f of x dx is equals to a to b f of z d of z. We simply put, I am just solving here one numerical or question based upon the property number 3. I am just putting the simply x f of x is equals to x square plus 1 in this property and simply extend x to the z. At the place of x I am shifting the z. Then the f of z is equals to z square plus 1. The final outcomes are same. That's why the definite integrals are not independent on the variables. The property number 4, if the upper limit and lower limit of the definite integral are same, then the integral is 0. If the upper limit and lower limit is same, then the final outcome of the integration is always 0. Always 0. The fifth property of the definite integral, reversing the limit of integration, change the sign of interval or integration. For understanding this concept, if we have a y equals to x square and we know that the graph of y equals to x square is this, if we simply apply negative sign on that, the graph of this integration is downward. X square x axis y axis x axis y axis minus x axis minus of y axis. The simply the graph is rotating 180 degree automatically. That's why if we change the upper limit to lower limit, then the negative sign are outcome automatically.